Okay, well, in this package and the box, there is a present for my mother. And now she is only sitting behind me, and the reason she's here is because she has to see it. She's now making noise, which she really shouldn't be. But anyway, this is going to be a review of the Leagoo Alfa 1. Only came out a couple of weeks ago. Now, here we have your UK power adapter to European or American power adapter, or Chinese or whatever. And in here we have a box that says Leagoo smartphone. Now my mother is sitting behind me, and you've probably heard that she is very excited now because she's been looking for a new phone for ages. And well, I had the money, so I decided why not buy it. It was new, and I thought the VK World did really well, so why not do a review on this? So, once you open up the box, all you have is the phone lying there, like so, as you saw. You take it out. Actually, I'll run through what's in the box first. So, under this piece of cardboard here, you're going to have all your accessories like headphones. Now, sadly, if you can see through the bag, these are like those budget phone HTC phones that you get. You know, they're not gel earpods. They're just plastic. So you need to have huge ears for them to actually be comfortable. But I don't think she'll be using these for anything really. But as you can see there, they are like really just plasticky. There's no like support or anything. They don't go into your ear. They're meant to like sit in it and cause you a lot of pain. I'm pretty sure it's a form of Chinese torture, or at least it should be. And have your power or data lead micro USB. So this will go into your computer or else into the wall plug or wherever really. You can sit there. Excuse me if my voice changed or whatever. I have a cold at the moment. Let's rip open this bag. And you sit there. You have the actual power plug thing. I forget the name of it. My brain's not working right now. But yeah, as you can see, this is the kind of 2-4 design, and well, that will go into the one that is meant for UK plugs, and then your USB lead just sits into there, which if you've ever owned a smartphone, you should know by now. And also, this is a very important occasion, so I have a cup of tea. If you heard that, that's my stomach, and I am hungry because I just woke up and I haven't had food yet. And of course we have what are the cats doing out there? Sorry, our cats are running up and down the house for some reason. I think they're fighting. We have a screen protector, and we have some wipes to wipe your screen. One's a wet wipe and the other one's a dry wipe. So they're all the accessories you get with the Leagoo Alfa 1, which actually is pretty good. I wasn't expecting to get earphones. You know, I can put you away before someone gets hurt. Me, to be specific, because I'll forget it's there and buy by hand. Now, if I can get this out of the bag. First impressions, it is a very square phone, but the corners are not sharp. No, they're not sharp. I thought they were for a second. If you can see, I don't know if you can because our lights and the LED on the camera, but it says Leagoo Alfa 1 there. On the back, very minimalist, you have your camera kind of almost like it's like someone took a needle and just pierced it. That's what it looks like if you can't see it. But that, I guess that provides some form of grip. And it says Alpha 1 again there. And you have your LED for your camera. Or, well, your flashlight either. And of course your speaker down there next to your Leagoo symbol. Sorry, my brain's not working. If we just... That's stuck now. So, this is a 5.5 inch smartphone running Android 5.1 KitKat. Now, as you can see, there are no actual buttons down the bottom. It is going to be like a touch sensor, like basically any of the smartphones out nowadays, to be honest. You have your little speaker for calls up here. You can see something else there just beside it. It's kind of a different shade of the glass. It's not black, it's almost like a purpley brownish colour. Again, the cats are going mad, I don't know. And of course you have your front facing camera. Now we'll have to get my father a new chair. So on the sides you have volume rockers, your micro USB port, your headphone microphone jack, and power button, and nothing else all around. Yeah, so you should have a microphone down here. And is it a single microphone phone? It seems to be, so hopefully it's a good microphone. If not, well then, oh well. Anyway, it was only, this phone only costs €100, roughly the same in dollars, I would imagine. The exchange rate is basically the same now. So it doesn't seem as though there is any battery in it, strangely. Nope, doesn't seem to be any battery in it. Now if I try and take off this back panel, there we go. Okay, there is a battery in it. I was expecting there to not be a battery in it. As you can see, the battery's huge. It takes up like 75% of the phone. Well, at least here. So you're definitely going to get good battery life out of this. Now this is a 720p display, I believe. Still doesn't want to turn on, but anyway, let's see if we just hold it. Actually, if I can find a way to get the battery out. So there we go. I finally got it. I literally just tapped the phone into my hand and the battery came out. So again, I forgot when we did the VK World. Again, it had tape over the over this. I'm guessing that stops if your phone gets stopped in customs or whatever, if they can't turn it on or anything, which is a pretty good idea as far as I can see. No, there we go. Is that gone? I think it's just a bit of electrical tape. Now if we put this back. There we go. I'm going to just put the back on real quick. There we go. Leagoo, just for excellent smart life. Now, you have your Leagoo symbol obviously when it turns on. Doesn't seem to be any, no, it doesn't have any kind of noise when it turns on, which is actually surprising. Most phones come with like a little jingle, I guess. So you heard the little noise it makes when you unlock it. And here is basically your home screen for no idea what that is. Anyway, so it says it's 8 AM. It's not 8 AM, but we will change that really quick. Okay, so now before we move on to this review, I want to say that this was also in the box. Now it was in a bag, and because it's white, it kind of blended in. It looked like just an empty bag, so I moved it out of the way. But this is like an on-the-go lead. Basically, this goes into the phone, like so. Same place that your micro USB cable goes in. And now if you have a USB stick or maybe a keyboard, anything can go into this USB slot. And so if you use the file manager on the phone, you can watch movies from a USB stick, or you can use a keyboard. If you find a way to prop it up, you'd be able to have your keyboard here, which would be a bit stupid considering it's only a phone. Maybe it worked much better on a tablet, but for a phone you can use a USB stick, and it is nice just to be able to plug one in and watch a movie and whatever. So that's one thing that we missed on the unboxing of it. So now moving on to the review. So this is a 720p 1280 by 720p IPS panel. You can see the brightness is actually, I would say, quite ridiculous as far as I can see. It is very, very bright, and it's probably going to mess with our camera a bit, but you can still see it's insanely bright. You could probably turn on your phone like this on a summer's day and you'd still be able to see it perfectly fine. Now if I turn this back down just to save some battery. And now for cameras. Our front camera here is a 5 megapixel camera, which for a front camera is it's perfect basically. You don't need anything more unless, well, you're going for a flagship, which I don't think this is. Plus it's only €90, so. Rear camera is a 13 megapixel Sony sensor, and this phone is not 4G. So the money that they saved making it 3G rather than 4G, they put into the camera. So you can actually shoot 1080p 60 FPS and 4K with this, which is pretty good. And if you see here, a little Alpha 1 logo, and you have your LED flash. So now that's the cameras. For some specs, it has a 1.3 gigahertz processor, 2 gigabytes of RAM, 16 gigabytes of ROM, and space for an SD card, so you can add more storage to that. I cannot recall right now what the maximum size SD card you can put in, but I would say you'd be able to go up as high as maybe a 32, but it's 16 gigabytes anyway. You're hardly going to fill it up unless you're shooting a lot of pictures or videos or whatever, especially in 4K. So now, if we move on to speakers really quick, open up this. Now I know this is a very overused song, but there's some bass in it and stuff, so we can test the bass quality and whatnot. So now the audio quality is somewhat tinny. It's not very rounded. It's kind of just out there. It seems it's kind of hard to tell. There's not much bass in it. You hear a lot about speakers, like sometimes they do low end good, sometimes they do mid end good, and sometimes they do bass, like high end and bass really well. This just kind of is meh around everything, but it is more than suffice for an everyday use phone. For answering calls and stuff, like you can hear it really well. You can hear how loud it is. It's extremely loud. But a couple of points taken off for the quality of that audio. Now you can see the speaker is just down here. Now it could possibly be a thing that maybe if the grill for the speaker was maybe slightly more open, we might get a better sound because there wouldn't be any sound bouncing off and back and stuff. But that's just what I think, and no one really cares about what I think, do they? So, I will shoot some video now. I'll turn off the camera. I'll shoot some video and I'll add that in, and then you'll see how the audio or what the video quality is like. Okay, so here is the video and audio quality of the Leagoo Alfa 1. You can see it here. Now, I actually have no idea what the audio quality, like what the mic is going to be like on this phone, but the video is pretty decent actually. You can zoom in and stuff, and it still looks, at least on the screen, looks relatively pixelated, but it's nothing major. Here's this on-the-go lead that I missed before. Yeah, there we go. And this is just a little bit of a test for what the camera's like. Okay, so here's some features of this. Obviously it has Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. That's basically any phone you buy now will have that, but it also has HotNot. So if you see that, HotNot is basically another way of transferring files between phones. So if you find another phone that has HotNot, you basically, let's say this is another phone with HotNot, basically just touch them together and, well, the file will transfer between them. It's like a foolproof kind of Bluetooth, if you think about it in a way. Now this phone is dual SIM. One SIM card supports 2G, the other one supports 2G and 3G. Again, no 4G, but for where we are in Ireland, we barely have 4G at all, so it doesn't really matter. It has a mobile anti-theft feature, which locks the phone. Sorry, the camera's not focusing, but there we go. Locks the phone or wipe data remotely. So I'm guessing you can do that from a computer or another phone. I'm honestly not sure, and I don't exactly want to test it because it's locking or wiping all data off the phone. But that is a very cool feature. It has smart gestures, which means if I lock this, there we go. If you double tap the screen, it will wake up. Now we've switched the flash on, so hopefully it'll be a little bit brighter. I know it'll show up on the camera, but sure. We're having some weird light shifts for some reason, I'm not sure why. I think the sun's moving around outside and the window's just behind us there, so it's kind of annoying us right now. So if I open up the Antutu benchmark, so there's the score this phone gets on the Antutu benchmark. This is the 3D as well. So it gets 24,568. Now if we look at where it scores the 3D, it only scores 872, which could be better, but again, it's a relatively cheap phone. Oh god, this phone really is a fingerprint magnet. The UX, which I'm actually not sure what it is, it gets 10,206. CPU gets 9,366, and the RAM is 4,124. Now, if we open up the ranking, number 1 is the Huawei Mate 8, the Meizu Pro 5. 3 is the Samsung Galaxy Note 5, and that goes down, 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 down until you get to number 15, which is ours. I'm pretty sure there's more between that and that, but they only show 15, or maybe there is just a gap that size between them. But anyway, as far as I can see here, it's rated number 15, which is not too bad, especially for this price. And I know I keep going on about the price, but that is a very big selling point on these phones, that you can get a good phone for a good price. So the Antutu benchmark, you can see there, I can test it again. This will take a while. You can see it's extremely choppy. And you hear the tinny audio quality again. This is running at around maybe, it looks like about 5 frames per second, maybe 10, but 5 definitely. So now for the Antutu benchmark, if we use my phone, my Asus Zenfone 2 as a point of reference, well, there's a Facebook notification for some reason. We can see that this phone costs roughly a third the price of this. This is near enough to €300. This was only €90, but you get about half the performance out of this than you do of that, if you get what I mean. So this is this got around 24,000, a little bit over 24,000. This got around 50,000. So paying a third of the price, getting half the performance, which is a pretty good deal if I do say so myself. Now I think the things that made this much better is because this has 4 gigs of RAM and a 1.8 gigahertz processor. This is 2 and a 1.3 gigahertz processor. So this is a great little phone for, well, a little phone. It's a 5.5 inch screen. It's a great phone for the price. I would definitely say it impressed me just as much as the VK700 did when that came out. Excuse me. And also that video did great on my channel, so hopefully this does as well. And if we can follow up and make this the most viewed video on this phone, like the VK700, I'll be happy. Anyway, this has been my unboxing and review of the Leagoo Alfa 1 5.5 inch smartphone. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next video.